makeup friends, and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and today I am so excited to be sharing with you the newest collection from Oden's. Before we get into it though, those of you who have been around for a while might recognize the little pineapple in the background. This is Penelope. Normally she changes color, however, she eats batteries like it's her job, and I can't find my replacement batteries, so I'm gonna have to get some more, and then we will have the color changing pineapple back by popular demand. So moving on from there, let me introduce you to the Jewel Shine collection. These are 30 individual shadows. There are 12 multi-chromes, and then the rest are these high intensity, shimmery, foiled, beautiful metallics. This is right up my alley. I have been so excited to share these with you. I have included them in some pictures on Instagram, kind of teasing them a little bit, but I really could not stop myself from wearing them as soon as they arrived. There are some truly standout shades in here. This beautiful red shadow up here, this is what I wore in my Christmas post. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. The pictures don't do it justice. They really capture the light, bounce it back just beautifully. The multi-chrome shadows have that incredible shift to them. I have a multi-chrome on the inner corner today. I don't know that you'll be able to see just the full effect of it, but on my lid here, this orange shadow that I'm wearing is this one right here, which is shade S12 named Lucy. But we're going to get into all the swatches, and I've also taken some pictures in natural light to compare some of these shades for you. Before we get into it, just want to say really quickly, I love the formulation of these. If you've been on my channel and heard me talk about shimmer shadows before, you know that I'm a little bit picky in terms of how they apply. I don't like shimmers that absolutely have to be applied with a finger. I just find I can't get the precision that I want. These ones, while I think that they do best when applied with a finger, I did apply both of the shadows that I'm wearing here today with a brush. They picked up no problem. My tip would be to just sort of wiggle your brush in the shadow rather than just dragging it across. That helps it just sort of adhere to the bristles. And then applying it to my lid, I didn't have any fallout. I did hit it with a little bit of setting spray, so I just want to be clear on that. But I have worn these shadows quite a few times since I received them. I guess I should mention that up front. I did receive them in PR. I'm not being paid by the brand to make this video. In fact, I wasn't even asked to make a video, but I was just so excited about these that I had to share them with you. So the point I was trying to make is that I have tested these out over the last few weeks, and I haven't had any bad experiences with them. There's been none of the shadows that I've tried that have left me wanting more. None of them have creased up on my lids, and none of them have just faded into oblivion throughout the day. They've got excellent staying power, and I'm just so excited about these. Before we move on to the swatches though, I just want to give a shout out to Oden's and really highlight their integrity, because it's something that you guys aren't going to see unless somebody tells you. And I want to just say that they did send these to me back in October or the end of September. I can't exactly remember when. And there was a lot of crumbled shadows in the package that I received, and apparently that was a quite common experience for the people that they had sent those PR packages out to. So rather than just pushing through and just dealing with it when customers have complaints, Oden's actually shelved the entire launch. They brought out their Christmas palettes early, delayed this one so that they could take it back to the lab and reformulate it, really improved the formula, and then relaunched at this time. And I can say with the 30 shadows that they replaced for me, only one of them was shattered in transit. So I really like to see that in a company. I mean, I think that there are other companies that would just push forward and say, well, we'll take our chances, and if customers have issues, then we can just sort of replace shadows here and there. But I really respected that they just switched up their entire launch schedule in order to correct the problem. And I just wanted to mention that here because it just gives me a lot of sort of good feels about the company. All right, with that said, let's get into the swatches.
So for my swatches, I don't have any primer on my arm. And I just wanted to show, just during this first initial swatches, just my methodology, if you will. I run my finger through the pan a few times and then smooth the shadows across my wrist, as you'll see momentarily. The shadows are numbered sequentially, starting with M001 but they also have names to them. So the first shade was Lola, followed by Ingrid, and then Maya, currently swatching Angela, and then we move on to the shade Isabella, which I'm just picking up now, and Judy, which is that really pretty pinky purple shade. So again, this one is Isabella, and then we are swatching Judy. Now I tried with a mirror to find a way to capture the multichromal shift, and it failed me. So I thought I would at least show how sparkly these are by turning off my side lights and just bringing out the flashlight on my phone. I only did this for the multichromes. I cut it out for the shimmers because you can see how shimmery the shimmers are quite easily. So then moving on to the second row of multichromes, the first shade swatched was Noah, followed by Thor, and then this gorgeous pink shade is Eden. This bluey purple shade here is Dimitri, followed by Marius, and then arguably my favorite shade in all of this collection is this one here called Leon. It is so beautiful. Reminds me of ruby slippers. The first two shadows on there, the ones on the top, you can kind of see the multichromal shift, but certainly you can see just how sparkly and glimmery these shadows are. They are really beautiful. So now we're moving on to the first row of shimmers, and this is the shade Emma. These are again sequentially numbered starting with S001. This shade here is Olivia, and then we're moving on to the shade Ava. So pretty. And then this coral shade here is Charlotte, followed by the shade Mia. My husband's coming down the stairs and he's going to be very loud. So that shade there, which is beautiful, is called Ella. So again, I didn't show these with the flashlight, but you can see how sparkly they are. All right, husband's gone back upstairs. So let's move on to the second row here. This is the shade Chloe, followed by Emily. And then this deep purple shade is Stella. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. The next shade is Ivy, which frankly I'm kind of surprised isn't green, but here we are. This beautiful champagne kind of color is Nora. And then Lucy, which is the shade that I have on my lid throughout this video. Stunning. They are so gorgeous. On to the next row, starting off with the shade Samantha. And this is followed by Victoria, and then Laura, or shade S015. And then we're moving on to Jacob, and Nicholas, and finally in this row, Daniel. If you're curious about how all the blues compare, I do have a picture coming up after these swatches that'll set the blues together, as well as one that sets the greens, so you can see the difference there. So this is the shade David, followed by Anthony. Anthony was the only shadow that shattered in transition to me, so that's why it looks a little bit different in the pan. Then we have Justin, and I'm now swatching Kevin. It's a weird sentence to say, but here we are. And then we're following that up with Christopher, a beautiful deep green shadow. And then last in this row is John, a beautiful Kelly green. I have a really hard time picking favorites here. Those greens are all so pretty, and that deep blue is gorgeous. All right, we are on to the last row. So this is the shade Noah, followed by a true silver called Samuel. And then we have Robert, followed by a mossy green called Gabriel. And then the last two shadows, we have James. And last but not least is the shade Luke, which I'm swatching now. That silver is truly stunning, as is that deep green. You know what? They're all beautiful, frankly, but the deep green and the silver, I kind of want to make a look with the two of those. So here's some of the multichromes in natural light and some more of them. You can see a little bit of that shift a bit more clearly. And then there are the green shimmers swatched out beside each other, and then the blues are there as well.
All right, so now that you have seen the shadows in action, I will give you some information in terms of purchasing them. So they will be available on the Oden's website on January 5th. So the single shimmers, which are these rows here, are going to retail for $6.90 US each, or the multichromes are going to be $14.90 US. Also available for purchase are going to be these little containers to house the shadows. The single one is going to cost $2.90, and there is also a 12-pan palette here, which is going to cost $6.90, and then it's got the little holes on the back so you can easily move the shadows around or replace them as you see fit. With this container here, if you buy 12 shades, you're going to get a container free to a max of 1 per order. And finally, if you buy all 30 shades, you're going to receive 30 of the single containers for free. And it also is going to come with a 20% discount. So rather than paying $207 for the entire collection, you're going to pay $165.60. So there we have it, guys. That is the information that I have to share with you on the new Jewel Shine eyeshadow collection from Oden's. I am very, very happy with this collection personally. It's been a while since I've been this excited about a makeup launch, and certainly since I've been excited about single eyeshadow launches, but here we are. They make my heart happy. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if anything in this collection sparks your interest. If you plan on picking any of them up, let me know down below. But otherwise, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.